Hey everyone, Lone Wolf Jai here, and welcome to another edition of LWJ's movie reviews. This one's going to be on Men in Black 3. Okay, the last Men in Black movie was about 10 years ago. Okay, and to be honest, I didn't really like Men in Black 2, so when I saw they were going to do a Men in Black 3, I was like, okay, I hope they do a lot better. Because in trilogy movies, they've always kind of improved with the third movie. Case in point, Star Wars. And Indiana Jones. I mean, Return of the Jedi, Revenge of the Sith, and Last Crusade were, in my opinion, the three best of those different movies. Sorry, my nose is a little stuffed up. Anyway. This one, J and K are back. What happens is they're out on a case. They have to go back to MIB headquarters because Zed is dead. Now I'm thinking, okay, Rick Torn got into a little bit of law problems before this movie was made. Somebody pulled a Disney. Yeah. Let me explain. I noticed this a lot in Disney in Disney TV shows, mostly on ABC. Whenever one of the people that they have on a show gets in trouble with the law, they kill that person's character off. I mean, look at Lost. Michelle Rodriguez and I don't remember the name of the other actress got into a little problem with the law. Both the characters in Lost were killed. Quite a few people on other shows, their characters have been killed off because they got into trouble with the law. I mean, it was just I don't like that. Anyway, when they killed Zed off, I was like, okay, I'm guessing they probably thought, okay, Zed's a little overdone here, so we're not going to bring him back. Plus, I think maybe Rick Torn may have asked for a lot of money, but I don't really know about that, so I don't care. Anyway, he was replaced by, played by Emma Thompson, which I think was a good replacement. Emma Thompson's a good actress. Anyway, while they were out on another case where they had to, deal with a bunch of, that was before this whole thing. They call it a Bogladite by the name of Boris the animal escapes from prison. The prison that they have on the moon, which is like right near the Sea of Tranquility, I guess. For those who don't know, the Sea of Tranquility is where we land on the moon way back in 1969. By the way, this has a tie into this movie. Anyway, and remember when I was telling you about this whole the whole Dark Shadows centering around the time I was born? Men in Black centers around the time my sister was born. Okay? So, I'm sitting there watching the movie. Jay finds out that Boris was caught July 16th, 1969. Which coincidentally was 3 days before my sister was born. My sister was born July 19th, 1969. And it was a day before we landed on the moon, which is July 20th, 1969. Well, anyway, basically what happened was, when in this time, Kay was going after this guy. Boris. Because I guess Boris was like some kind of scout for the Bogladites, because Bogladites were like these creatures that invaded other worlds and destroyed them and moved on. And apparently he shoots off the guy's the Boris's arm, and he also arrests him, puts him on the moon prison. And he also while the Apollo 11 spaceship is going up, he puts on the ship the ArcNet. The ArcNet is the thing that keeps the Bugledites from invading, or it stops the Bugledites when they invade. It kills them all. I don't know why it is that they don't explain it. Well, when Boris escapes from prison, he goes back in time because apparently someone created, this person who was in the prison with him created a way to go back in time. He goes to his son's place, which he sells the time traveling mechanism, which is like a little tiny like teardrop thing, like about this big. And what happens is you have to be going at a high rate of speed to have this little green stuff fill it, and and in order to do it, he has to put his thumb in this little center part to complete the circuit, and bam, time travel happens. Well, he goes back in time, kills Kay's wife from existence. Jay goes in. Well, for some reason, Jay gets this like weird feeling. He's been craving chocolate milk. He craves chocolate milk. Funny scene. He goes to Kay's place, and no one's there. Kay is there, but there's a family there. Kay is not there, but there's a family there. He goes, "Is that chocolate milk?" So he takes the chocolate milk. He's drinking. While he's drinking it, the little girl that had the chocolate milk says, "Mommy, the president is drinking my milk." I'm like, that I thought was funny. Okay, he ends up going back to MIB headquarters, and he's all like, everyone. He's all wondering what's going on, because everything's different. He goes up to, he says, "Where's Kay? Come on, where is he? Come on, Kay, show yourself. I know this is a funny joke, but..." comes and says, "Agent K has been dead for over 40 years." Shows, the Agent K's bust, which, they have like these busts of all the people that have died, of all the agents that have died, I guess. And he's all like, "But I just talked to him yesterday." She's like, "Wait a minute. Have you been craving chocolate milk?" "Yeah." "Well, there's only two ways we can find out. There's only two times that people are craving chocolate milk. Either you've been bitten by such and such, or you'll be dead in such and such time." She's like, "What?" She smacks him, and he's like, "What was that for?" He's like, "Okay, it wasn't the bite." "Wait, but there's something worse than the bite?" She says, "Apparently you're caught in this temporal flux, which means you're not affected by something that happened." She says, "Well, what were you looking at with? What were you involved in with Kay before this?" And he told her that he was trying to figure out what happened back in 1969. He says, "Oh, that," and she tells him what happened, that he tried to kill, that he tried to arrest Boris the animal, and Boris the animal ended up killing him. Well, while this whole thing has happened, the Bugledites are coming to invade, and without the ArcNet, Earth is toast. Okay, so she says, "You got to go back in time and save Kay." So he goes to the guy's shop, gets because apparently there was two made, coincidental. He tells the guy, "Okay, in order to do this, we gotta get high." And he's all like, "Really?" He's, No. I mean, really high. They say it's off the Sears Tower. It's off the Chrysler Building. think it's actually off the Empire State Building. Okay. And the way it looks is it's off the Empire State Building because he has to jump down, and he's sitting there falling down, and he's looking at it, and he's going through time, back through time. He actually goes back to the dinosaur era and goes forward. You know, all these different eras in time, like the stock market crash, the end of World War II. Finally, he goes back to 1969. Well, he goes back up. It takes him back up to the top of the building. He goes down, and he says, and he asks this guy that's in the elevator, what day is it? It's Tuesday. He says, what date? July 15th. Okay. What year? 1969. Okay, thank you. Well, he thinks, okay, this is the one thing he thinks he has to do. He was going to go and kill Boris of that time before Boris of 2012 would go back to, because if he kills Boris in 1969, Boris of 2012 will not exist. Okay? And Boris of 2012 will never come back in time and kill Kay. Well, he tries to find where Boris is, because he knows that there's a certain time when Boris, there's certain people that Boris is killing. Well, they end up finding out that Boris is actually looking for this Arcadian, this Arcadian that they called Griffin. Well, the whole thing with Arcadians is this: they seem to live all in the same time. Okay, time is nothing to them. Okay, there is no concept of time to them. If I can think of it on an easier level, I will say Final Fantasy VIII. The main villain of Final Fantasy VIII is Ultimecia. Okay, she is spending the whole time of the game trying to achieve time compression, basically where she can live in the same time all throughout, in all existence. This is basically what these guys are. They live in the same time at all times. He basically gives clues. Okay? Before he leaves and goes, he says, "You'll have to find me. It's amazing. It's a miracle." Okay? And they're like, what does he mean by that? Well, they're in a diner, they're having pie, because that's what Kay says. Now, here's the thing. Kay in Past, played by Josh Brolin, he does it perfectly. Okay, he does a young Tony Jones perfectly. Well, the thing is, back in 1969, before a certain event happened, he was all cool and laid back. He wasn't the tightly wound, straight-faced guy he is in 2012. I'll just see a minute here. Well, he ends up there. Well, like he says, whenever I'm in trouble, I always have pie. So they go to the diner, they have pie, and he's all like, and these guys come in and talk about how the Mets are so horrible. And in July of 1969, the New York Mets were horrible, but they make a run, and they basically overtake the Cubs, and they end up winning the World Series that year. he says, and Agent J goes, what they don't know is the Mets doing catching the Cubs, and they go all the way and win the World Series. You're kidding? No, they call them the Amazing Mets, the Miracle Mets. Amazing miracle. I know where he is. I was like, Shea Stadium. Yeah, he was at. Well, I don't know if they used Shea Stadium, because I don't know when they actually filmed it, because Shea Stadium is now a parking lot. But they went to where the Mets played, and he's all like, "This is my favorite moment in human history. This is one of my favorite moments in human history." And he goes, "Come here." So he goes like, and they're all looking at it. It's the stadium is empty. No one's there. It's night. No one is there. I guess the Mets were on the road. But he goes like this, and it's flashed forward to October 1969 when the Mets win the World Series. The Miracle Mets of 1969. He's all like, he's all explaining that the whole what's going on with the whole he says. He says, "Well, where do we have to go now?" He says, "Oh wait, no." They get him back, and because he's actually taken by Boris, and he goes. They tell him. They tell him that he says. They said, "Well, where do we have to go to?" He said, they asked him where the ArcNet is, and it's actually, he takes off his beat, and it's like this. The ArcNet is in his head. Okay, like a brain. So he takes it out, puts it in his little saucer thing, his little saucer metal thing, medallion thing, and they said, "Well, where do we need to take this?" He says, "Well, how do we deploy this?" "You have to do it in the atmosphere." "You mean in space?" "Yeah." "Well, how do we do that?" "Just one small step." I got that clue right away, because you know what? Come on, think about it. Neil Armstrong. What was Neil Armstrong's words when he landed on the moon? "It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." Well, he says that there's no way we don't have any way of getting in the atmosphere, in the atmosphere, get this thing into space. And he says, and Kate picks up a newspaper. He says, "Yeah, we do." And he goes, "How are we going to get? Well, we need to get there in 5 hours, because that's when the launch was supposed to happen." And he goes, "What are we going to do?" He says, "What are these? Jetpack." Well, they go back to MIB headquarters, and he says, "We're going to use these. What are they?" "Jetpacks." "Well, what about the red button?" "What red button?" It's on the LTD. It's a little red button. It makes cargo in hyperdrive. We don't have it. This is the best way. This is the best way to make it from here to Florida in 5 hours. So they make it to Florida. They land. They end up getting into the place thanks to Colonel James Darrell Edwards Jr. If you all saw the first movie, you'd know who I'm talking about. But he doesn't reveal himself at that time. You don't know it's him. But they end up fighting against both the Boris's. Boris's arm gets blown off again, and the future Boris gets knocked off the platform. Because they're up at the top of the platform, getting ready to put the little thing on the rocket, and that's where both Boris encounter him. Jay knocks him down at the bottom of the platform, of the launch platform. K shoots the arm and he falls. The passport falls. Puts the ArcNet on. The ship launches. The ArcNet is deployed, protecting the Earth, and Kay and the Colonel. He's telling the Colonel how would you like to be a part of another organization, a special organization. Well, I'd like the offer. And past Boris comes out, and here's the thing. Boris has this little thing in his hand, this little spider thing in his hand that shoots darts that and kills people with. He goes like this, and he does that, and it goes. He goes. The Colonel says, "Get down!" Nails him right here in the chest, and it kills him. Kay pulls out his gun. He says, "Go ahead, Kay. Arrest me." He's like, "Not this time." Boom! Kills him. The future Boris is about to. Before that, future Boris is about to. He gets up from his fall, and the rocket, flames for rocket, toast him. Let's see. Jay sees this happen, and he remembers one of the things that Griffin said: "Where there is death, there will always be death." He ends up seeing a little kid come out of a car, and he says, "Daddy, Daddy." He's like, "Oh shit, I've seen this." He had a little bit of deja vu, and he goes, and Kay goes up to him and says, "What's your name, son?" James Darrell Edwards III, as in Jay. Yeah, Agent J when he was a kid. His dad was killed. It was that moment that turned Kay from the cool, laid-back guy to the guy he is, to the guy he was in the movies. So Jay saves Kay, saves the world, goes back, talks to Kay in the future. He basically says they patch up their little argument they had before, and all is right. Well, Griffin's still there. Griffin's there at that point because, like I said, he lives in all at the same time. He's like, "This is my new favorite moment in human history." Unless the part where Kay forgets to leave the tip. He looks down the table, sees that there's no tip, and he looks up, and we zoom out like we've done before in the previous movies, and you see a meteoroid, a meteor, an asteroid, or whatever, coming towards Earth. And all of a sudden he's like, "Uh-oh." And then we see Kay come in and go, leave a tip, and he goes, "Almost forgot." He goes, and then you see the meteor hit a satellite, and he goes, "That was a close one, wasn't it?" Movie ends. Now, whether they're going to do a fourth one, I don't know, but there is. Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones both said that they would love to do a fourth one, and Barry Sonnenfeld said he would love to do another one. So who knows? We might see him in a Black 4. Hopefully, it doesn't end up like the other fourth movies and multiple movies, because most of them have sucked horribly. Indy 4. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was pretty bad. But anyway, what did I think of this? I thought it was a better one. I thought it was better than the second one, but not as good as the first. It recaptured the magic of the first one. Smith and Tony Jones are perfect together, as always, and Josh Brolin was just awesome as a young Agent K. And Emma Thompson did a perfect replacement for Zed. So I would say this was a good movie. I would highly recommend seeing it. I was able to see it in 3D for free. So, and I thought, 3D, the 3D it didn't really do anything better, but I would recommend seeing it in regular 2D. So that's what I'm going to say. That's all I gotta say about this movie. Next movie I plan on seeing is Snow White and the Huntsman. I'm taking my sister to see it because she wants to see it. So until then, this is LWJ saying thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Take care of yourselves.
You think you know me?